So thank you so much for sitting down with us. Like I said, I just have kind of a couple questions just about the film and then really just about your opinions of kind of the content of the film. So what drew you to working on this project?
I'd seen a documentary that told the story, and I just believed there was a really good drama to be made of it, that dug into the emotion of it, that flashed back to the past, and that I just felt it was an important story to tell now.
I have kind of a opinion question for you, but should anyone really own art, or is art for the people?
Well, I mean, that is the big discussion that this film touches upon. But I always felt in this case, Maria, Helen Mirren's character, was the last one living of an entire generation that was part of a community, a society in Vienna in 1938 that was shattered by the Nazis arriving, and she never saw her family again and so on. And in this case, the painting, the famous Woman in Gold painting, was commissioned by her uncle, who paid Gustav Klimt to paint her aunt, and that picture hung on the wall of the family home. So it felt very, very personal.
Here she is, my aunt, Adela, painted by Gustav Klimt.
That's quite a painting.
She was taken off the walls of our home by the Nazis. And since then, she's been hanging in the Belvedere Gallery in Vienna.
And now you'd like to be reunited.
Wouldn't that be lovely? And then there's justice.
And that kind of, you know, the idea of the true story is something that you've worked with on My Week with Marilyn, and, you know, adapting something that really happened. How has that guided you as a director? And what is it like to work with a real product?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I mean, you know, I like real stories, but actually more than that, I like stories that are good. And in this case, as I said before, you know, I think there's so much resonance to this story. But My Week with Marilyn was the story of one short week, and this felt more like My Century with Maria, because there were so many stories, and it was such a big story to tell. And you know, when you're doing a real story, you have a lot of responsibility to the truth, or as what you believe to be the truth. But equally, you've got to make a good film, so you've got to find the balance somewhere between the two.
So there were definitely some comedic elements to the film.
Yeah.
How did you pair those together with the more serious, you know, story that you were working with?
Well, you don't really think like that so much. You just think how to make each scene work as well as possible. And sometimes the flavor of that scene is more comedic, and sometimes, you know, obviously a lot of very tragic scenes in this film and a lot of action sequences. I mean, more than most, this film has a lot of range of tone. And it also is set in 3 time periods. It's shot in 3 countries. It's shot in 2 languages. So there was a lot going on. But at the heart of it, it's like an odd couple between this older woman, played by Helen Mirren, and the younger man, played by Ryan Reynolds. And they're like an odd couple that go on this journey together. And as in life, you know, comedy and wit is part of that.
Could you drive a little faster?
We're gonna be there 4 hours early.
But I want to buy perfume and cognac in duty-free.
I never thought I'd come back. That's our home on my wedding night. Half of Vienna was here.
Mrs. Oldman, welcome to Vienna.
They're going to put as many obstacles in your way as possible.
We were going to try and find a copy of your aunt's will.
Could have searched for the file on my own, you know.
Well, I wasn't going to miss all the fun. This is like a James Bond film. And you're Sean Connery.
What was it like working with, you know, Dame Helen Mirren, and even your wife, Elizabeth McGovern, was in the film. So what was that like?
Well, they're both great actresses. They're 2 of my favorite actresses, so that's a good start. And, you know, Helen is, you know, she's not Dame Helen Mirren for nothing. I mean, she has a brilliant take on the part. She's very well prepared. She, you know, demands a calm and respectful set, and it was a true privilege to work with her.
What are you hoping people take away from the film when they leave the theater, when their final thoughts?
Well, I hope they'll be very entertained by the film and also provoked by it, because, you know, it is a very timely reminder of the perils of anti-Semitism, or indeed the perils of picking on anybody because of their race or religion.
All along, you have thwarted me and closed the doors in my face.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a moment in history.
Once the past has been put to right, we will not have come here in vain. people see a masterpiece by one of Austria's finest artists. But I see a picture of my aunt, a woman who used to talk to me about life. We should be reunited with what is rightfully ours. Andy, can't you drive a little faster? Look, the chocolate on your donut is melting.